Hi, this is Natalie with the Fit Journey. We're going to do a stretch today. So we're going to start in a seated position. You can stay with your legs crossed, or you can go ahead and go to butterfly. If you're going to go to butterfly, make sure that you're holding onto your ankles, not holding onto your toes, because when you do that, you're actually stickling your ankle. So sitting up nice and tall on top of those sit bones, make sure your pelvis is up and over. If you're back here, try to work on getting it up over to the top. So we're going to take our head to the side, pushing down this opposite shoulder, and reaching over to the other side. Nice long back, pushing down that opposite shoulder. Good. And go back the other way. This time you're going to take that outside hand, place on top of your head. Just a little extra added weight. I'm not pressing down. Now I'm going to look down to the corner, putting my hand on the back of my head. Nice stretch right through here. And we're going to go the other way. Push the shoulder down. Make sure you're nice and tall. Look into the corner. Good. Gently rest your hands on your ankles. We're going to do some pelvic tilts. So you're going to roll back on the back of your hips, and then rolling back forward on top of your sit bones. And then roll back. I'm contracting, pulling my navel to my spine, and rolling back up. And contract. Now when I come back up, I want to think about starting the movement in my pelvis, so I'm rolling it forward, and then it comes up my back to the top of my head. And contract back down. Go ahead and curve your neck along with it. You'll feel that nice stretch along the back of your neck. And then rolling back up. Let's go ahead and do it one more time. Contract down. And rolling back up. Good. We're going to go ahead and walk forward. Go as far as you comfortably can. Flat back. So have a nice long line through the top of my head, down through my tailbone. And if you can go farther, go ahead and go farther down. Nice deep breath, and then round over. One of my outside kitties is coming to say hello. And if you can go farther down, go ahead and go farther down. Walking it back in. Hi. And I'm going to go to the corner this time, and coming down. Now when you go to the corner, think about pushing that opposite knee down. Don't let your legs come with you. Nice good stretch to the side. You can feel it all through here. And coming back up. Let's go to the other side. Pushing that opposite knee down. Try to keep your knees and your hips even as possible. Reach the side, push this opposite knee down, and if you're crossed, that's totally fine. Whatever's more comfortable for you. And reach for any other side. Okay, we're going to do it again. This time, you're going to take your hand right behind you, but I'm not leaning back. My hand is right beside me, and I'm going to look down. Give it a little bit deeper stretch. And then go the opposite way. Coming back up. Now I'm going to have my palm up, and I'm going to look up this time. Make sure you're pushing that shoulder down. Don't reach your shoulder up. Shoulders down, looking up to the sky. And opposite way. Shoulders down. Push that opposite hip into the ground. Good, I'm going to circle around now, so I'm going to go to the side, contract forward, and then I'm going to roll up the other way. Look side, come around forward, contract, roll up. So do it again. Look side, Come around front, contract, rolling up, and looking side. And contract, roll up. We're going to go all the way around this time. Looking side. Go down as far as you comfortably can. And coming up, other way, looking side. All the way around. Let's go ahead and do that one more time each way. Side, push that opposite down. Coming around. And coming up, last time. And look side. And coming around. And up. This time I'm going to take one leg out and pulling my opposite leg in. So I'm sitting tall on top of my sit bones. Going to do a little bit of hamstring stretch here. So reaching side. My chest is open. I'm not rocking back. And make sure that you're not using this arm to hold you up. Sometimes I see students that will be doing this. So make sure you're reaching long, or if you feel that you are using that arm, take it around underneath you. Good. I'm going to flex my foot and fold over towards my knee. Make sure you're breathing. Okay, point again. See how my toe is back? You want to make sure your knee and your toe are facing up or to the back. You're not rolling yet. And I'm going to walk forward this time. And go down as far as you comfortably can. I'm trying to go with a flat back, because when I round over, that stretches up here, but it doesn't do anything to my lower back or my hamstring. So I'm trying to rotate my pelvis forward instead of just rounding my upper body over. And then walking in, other side. Take that leg out. And reach side. Pushing that opposite hip down. You want to take your arm under. You can do that and get a deeper stretch. Make sure your seat is on the ground. Don't let it come up. Good. Flex your foot. Folding over. Always remember that stretches are for you and they're for your abilities. So don't compete with somebody else. Point your feet to the front. Make sure this leg is rotating out. Don't let it roll in. Rotate the leg out. Flat backs. I'm going to go back to that first side. So bring this leg in again. I'm going to take my foot out straight in front of me. I'll go ahead and kind of go to an angle. So my leg is straight out in front of me. My knee and my foot and my ankle are facing the ceiling. So my foot is in. So I'm going to go over my leg. Now for me it's kind of early, so I'm a little bit tight in my back of my hamstrings. And flex, reaching as far as you can. Again, I'm trying to keep a flat back, because if I go down, I can round my upper body and go forward. But that's not what I want to stretch. I want to stretch through my hamstring and through my back. Pointing again. Whatever you can grab. Grab and pull. And then flex. And pull. Now this time I'm going to have you go all the way down, or as far down as you can. So you will round your upper body over. And point. And flex. Coming up. Now, drawing a line between both of my legs, I'm going to go straight forward, point that foot again, and I'm just going to walk it forward. You probably won't be able to go down quite as far in this position. So I'm equally going between my legs. So if I were straight on, this is what it would look like. Okay? Okay, we're going to switch legs. Face the corner a little bit. Take this opposite leg in. Leg is straight up and down. And reaching forward. Now you can also do this stretch turned out, but we already kind of did that, so this is stretching a different part of your hips, your seat, your hamstring, your back. Just rotating that leg in a different position will stretch different things. Okay, and flex. Flat back. Now rotating my pelvis forward, I'm not rounding my pelvis. I'm not rounding my lower back. And point. Make sure if you are doing stretches with students, if you're doing an aerobics class, or if you're doing a dance class, make sure that they're actively stretching. I use that word a lot, actively stretching, because a lot of times you look around and your students will be doing this, or they'll be playing with their toes. So make sure that they're actively doing it, because doing a stretch without actually trying, you're not going to improve. So point, folding over. And then staying here in flex. And walking up. I go to that position right between both of my knees, coming forward. My foot is pointed. Try to go to flat back. So I'm thinking about taking my tailbone back to the back wall. Make sure you're breathing. And coming up. All right, both legs straight forward. Make sure that your knees are straight up and your ankles are together. You can do a stretch this way, but I want you for now to come out this way. So sitting nice and tall, I'm going to take my arms up over my head, and we're going to go a flat back. So not rounding over again. Good. And then go ahead and go all the way down. If you need to take your ankles to hold them together, you can do that. Good. And rolling up. Repeat with a flex foot and reaching forward. And rotating forward, rounding over. And again, this is early in the morning, so I'm not very flexible at the moment. A lot of times dancers will dance in the evening when they're all warmed up. That's when most classes are. Over. Okay. Let's do it one more time. Point. Reaching up. Think about taking your tailbone to the opposite wall, and somebody's grabbing your arms and pulling you that way. And then rounding down. Flex. Last time. Reaching up. Do whatever you need to do to stretch yourself. Again, don't compete with anybody else. Okay, point your feet, and you're going to let them just roll out and coming forward. Staying down, flex. Okay, roll up. Let's go to second position. So go as wide as you comfortably can. Make sure your knees and your feet are to the ceiling or to the back. Don't let them roll in. Even if you're here, that's completely fine. Just roll those ankles and those hips back. Make sure you're rolling from your hip joints. You're not just rolling from your ankles. Try to get on top of your sit bones. So we're going to take our arms back, and we're going to do the same thing we did in the butterfly, and we're going to contract down, and then reverse it. Roll up. Roll your pelvis forward, and contract. And roll up nice and tall. Shoulders are down. Contract. Pull your navel to your spine. And coming up. Nice and tall. Let's do it one more time. And coming up. Good. And we're going to reach side. Keep this opposite hip down. Sometimes I see people where they'll pick that hip up. So keep that leg turned out. Hip down. And reaching the other way. Shoulders down. Opposite leg is turned out. Okay, we're going to do it again. This time you're going to take your hand under. Push that opposite hand, hip down. And other way. And reaching up, you're going to look up, palms up, shoulders down. Good. You're going to take your arm around and reach it up. Really open up through your chest. That should feel really good. Good. Coming up, other way. Palm up, look up. And reach it around, open your chest. Okay, let's go ahead and do that again. Palm up, look up. Turn that opposite leg out. Reaching around, open up through the chest. Last time, palm up, look up. Push that hip down. Make sure you're breathing. And reach around, open up through the chest. Good. From here, I want you to just fold over so that your shoulders, you're trying to get your shoulders to face your knee. Really rotate this opposite leg out. And we're going to walk around. If you have to come up here, that's okay. Keeping that opposite leg turned out. Okay, from here you're going to go to the corner, so just inside your leg, and you're going to reach. So if you are here, do what is best within your abilities and slowly work your way down. Really working on getting that opposite leg turned out. Now if you're here, think about rotating your pelvis forward instead of being back. I want you to think about reaching, think about taking that pelvis forward without turning that leg in. And if you can go all the way down, then definitely do that. I'm going to walk to the other corner, so just inside my leg. Really rotating through that opposite leg, to the opposite hip. Turnout comes from the hips. It does not come from the ankles or the knees. It comes from the hip. And then we're going to come back to center. So if this is where you are, or if this is where you are, completely fine. Flex your feet. Try to get a flat back. I'm rotating my pelvis forward. We're going to stay here for just a little bit. And walking it back in, we're going to do a shoulder stretch. So you're going to take this arm, or whichever arm, and you're going to take it under. So if this is where you need to be to feel the stretch, that's fine. Or if you want to go farther, you can. If you are down, you're going to go ahead and lay on top of it. This will stretch all through here. Coming up, take the other arm through. So if this is where you're going to stop, that's fine. Just hold it here. You can go farther down. Okay, we're going to do one more stretch. So we're going to take our leg under, like you can do a crisscross, take the opposite leg over the top. And just pull that knee in, sit up nice and tall. And then you're going to cross the center line and reach to the side. So taking your arm back, and if you want to deepen the stretch, you're going to take this elbow, opposite arm is leg, and reach and look back. We're going to do a really deep seat stretch. So you can either stay here, go back to a cross position, but you want to try to get your knees crossed, sitting up tall. Both of your cheeks, both of your sit bones are on the ground, and you're going to walk forward. So if you just did a seat exercise, this is a really good stretch to release that. Switch sides. So you're going to take that opposite leg over, pulling it in, sit up tall, and reach the side, looking back. And for a deeper stretch, take this arm across the leg. Make sure you're tall and you're breathing. If you have any back problems, just skip the stretch or just sit there with your leg pulled in. And cross the legs or cross your knees as much as you can, sitting up tall. Both of your sit bones on the ground and walk it forward. And rolling in. And that's the end of our stretch today. Thank you for joining me, and we'll see you next time.